Sooner Scoop HD.
I'd really, if you told me like 2 or 3 years ago that it'd be at Oklahoma, this year, that I wouldn't even understood how that'd be possible. So it's pretty cool to see how it all worked out and how much relationships, connections, and I've made here, and how much I've just been able to thrive here. So I'm excited if the opportunity ever does come again, Lord willing. But I think it's good how it all turned out.
And you've been in college for so long now. What are you doing in grad school?
I'm doing human relations. Yep.
Going
Yep.
back to the holding, just does that help with what you were talking with Ryan earlier about the staying ready and getting on the field obviously more often?
Actually, yeah. I'd say most people might not recognize that, but holding's super important, and that's something that, he just asked the question about the NFL Combine. I know that NFL scouts are concerned about and want to know that the punter's a good holder, because it has, every time the kicker's on the field, that's a direct scoring opportunity, and people don't realize that the snapper, one, and then two, the holder, have such an impact on whether that kick is made or not, regardless of how good the kicker is. So I definitely take pride in doing that, and have worked as hard as I could, and it does kind of help you stay in the groove if you're not punting till the third quarter, but you've already gone in the game like 5 times to hold. From that perspective, it could be good.
What's the process been like working with Coach Nunez?
Really good, right? Well, we haven't been able to.
Right, during the summer.
During the summer.
During the spring and the fill-out process.
From what we've been allowed to do, I can speak highly enough of him. He's a super nice guy, and I could tell that he's genuinely concerned about if we're feeling good, if we're everything's going okay, and just cares about us as players and as people. So he's a great guy.
You obviously have a great leg. I'm sure there's more to just lifting the leg back and kicking a football, though. What is it mentality-wise for a punter?
For me, I think every punter is a little bit different, perhaps, in their mentality, but for me, it's staying within myself. And if I had to say one takeaway from being a punter, or one takeaway in terms of form or technique, would just be ball contact.
Sure.
And thankfully I've been blessed to be this strong, and I don't mean it in a prideful way. I'm just saying I feel really strong right now, and obviously I know it's a God-given ability, but if I get long or try to stay outside my form, there's more potential for a miss hit. So for me, it's really just staying within myself and making good ball contact, just getting my foot on the ball and staying short. And I try to emulate certain punters. Every punter is a little bit different from technique, but I think the biggest keys for punting is staying short, compact, having a consistently flat drop over your leg, and not swiping at it, but getting straight through it. So
It's a good problem for you guys, obviously, that you didn't kick as much last year. But was there also an element, like the San Diego State kid garnered a lot of attention, but I think your numbers were just as good. Was there ever a moment like, wait a second, like my average is better than his?
we there's been a few questions about this already, about the number of punts.
Sure.
I would just say it is good if I'm not on the field if I'm punting, because that means our offense is doing good.
Right.
So I know it's so much out of my control that I just try not to think about it too much. And then when I do get to go on there, to make the most of every opportunity. And then also, I would, however many punts I have, I would just want to ensure that, Lord willing, I'm putting on tape what I know I can do, so as to make the most of my punting career. And if I ever get an opportunity to help our team, with field position, I'll try to do that. So.
There is an element, though, that you can come out on the field and you can flip the field position, and it's a big deal in the grand scheme of things.
Well, I appreciate that. Some people, it can go unrecognized.
Sure.
or not, but I understand that, and I know Coach Venables harps on that too, from some of the meetings we've already had in the past about field position and how that helps the defense, and so I know he understands that, and I do too. So I definitely try to maximize those opportunities when they come.
Sort of along those lines, did you have a favorite punt from last year?
Someone else asked that too, but I would say my best game, I would say, is Iowa State, but my quote-unquote favorite punt would be the second punt against Texas, because I never had a punt blocked in my career until that game, and it was really bizarre. And then the next punt, after I got a punt blocked, was in the same exact spot. And then that's when I had an 85-yard punt. It rolled into the end zone, so it was still a 65-yard net. But that was probably my favorite one, just because of how that game came out. I know we won, so it was a good memory. And just to come back literally in the same spot after having a punt blocked and then have my longest punt was kind of
What
crazy.
was that like mentally after getting that one blocked?
Honestly, I was more annoyed. I was more like mad. I wasn't nervous at all for the second. I was more like just like annoyed because I was like, I knew my get off time was good. It was really just being, whatever it was from. I don't know how they rushed it or how they got through our formation, but I was just annoyed. I was like, man, that was a bad feeling because I know I gave them such a good field position, and I don't think any punter likes that feeling. That's the first time I felt it, so I was just frustrated, and I was like, man, this next punt, I better hit the crap out of it.
Were you glad that last one was sort of the same position?
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
structure?
yeah.
Is there a certain element of working with Casey that works, like getting him back, not having to have a new snapper? I mean, I know that's really like in the special teams weeds, but
Oh yeah, no, Casey goes unnoticed just because the nature of, from some people goes unnoticed. The nature of long snapping,
Sure.
you might not see Casey on a headline or anything, but he's, in my opinion, the best snapper in college football, and he's so consistent to where that makes my job so much easier, and the kickers. But yeah,
is it just placement?
it's placement, speed, the rotation of the ball. He throws a perfect spiral. It's like a quarterback throwing it to my hip, and so that helps my get off time. That helps my process of molding the ball or taking my steps and staying on my line. People might not recognize that, but if the ball is like a yard to my left, I can recover, but it just makes it a little harder to where, as opposed to right on my hip every time.
How quickly did that chemistry come together between the two of you?
Oh, really quick,
Yeah.
quick, yeah. And it had to come quick because
Yeah,
last year
you
we didn't
didn't have a
have
choice.
much time before I was playing already, so it had to come quick, and especially now that we had a whole offseason to work together, it's very good.
In the grand scheme of things, big picture wise, like your YouTube stuff, is that it plays a part though in the culture of the program, does it not? Just how accepting everybody has been of it.
Oh, I'm thankful. Yeah, I'm thankful
You
for.
never know, like throwing a camera in somebody's face, it's awkward sometimes.
For sure, yeah. No, I'm thankful for how it's been accepted, and I'm able to, within wisdom and within reason, record some aspects of my life and stuff like that. So it's been fun, and I'm thankful for how it's been going.
Big picture wise, just with the program culture, everything that's happened since January, has from the outside looking in, has it been awkward, or it seems like everything happened so quickly that everybody kind of bought in at the same time. Then Schmitty comes in, and I don't know. It just seems like I think the one thing that everybody asks is like, what's different down there? There's just a different vibe, maybe, is what I tell people. I can't explain
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I would say the vibe of everyone being bought in
Sure.
for a higher goal, and thankfully that has happened because obviously when there's a big culture change, there could be, it could go one of two ways. So thankfully it went the right way,
Sure.
and it is genuine. So I'm excited for this season more than any other season I've had in the past in my college career.
Is there an element of like, I want to see what happens when adversity strikes? Because there hasn't been a whole lot of adversity on the field, at least since the new regime took over.
Right, and that's what I was talking about before as well. Just that will obviously be a test of our team culture, and if we are really bonded. But I'm excited for it because, from my perspective, I know that we do have a genuine bond and goal and buy-in, so to speak, from our team. So I think when that adversity comes, we will step up to the plate, and I'm excited for this season.
Sooner Scoop HD.